Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild dropped on Disney Plus just a couple days ago, so I'm going to rank all 6 Ice Age movies from the worst to the best, in my opinion. Hi, my name is Nathan, and I talk about a bunch of movies, TV, film in general on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share your ranking of all 6 Ice Age films, and also let me know what you think of the franchise as a whole. If you enjoy this video, click that like button and be sure to subscribe. I have more rankings, content like this over on my channel. You could check those out when this video is over. One more thing to keep in mind is because I have never seen the Ice Age films before until just a couple weeks back when I binged through the entire first 5 films. So if something's a bit low on the list, that's just on my first viewing, and maybe it's just because I didn't resonate with it as much as you did. If you put it all that high, and if I put something high that you think is really bad, then that's the same situation there. I just resonated with that movie more than you did. So let's just disagree in a respectful fashion because this is my first viewing of these 5 films. With that said, let's get started with the ranking. Coming in last place is easily the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Now, this was a film that I watched for the first time a couple days back when it dropped on Disney Plus, and I did not like this film at all. In fact, I believe I did a review for it, and I haven't been all that polite to the film, and I think it might really deserve that. What's frustrating about the film very much is because it is this film about finding new places at home, but it lacks the heart of the first 5 films in the franchise. So this is not a film I enjoy. I wouldn't recommend it. And adding to that, this is also a film where it puts 2 side characters, the 2 possums from Ice Ages 2 to 5, and puts them front and center. And they're not really designed to be lead characters. They're not strong enough to bring the story together. They're used to sprinkle it onto the main course to complement it and make it better. And Buck Wild, this isn't really his movie. It's the 2 Possums movie, and this movie has the least interesting plot of all of the Ice Age films. Therefore, it comes in last. Coming in at number 5, Ice Age Collision Course. Now, I don't think this movie is all that good, but it is way better than Ice Age Buck Wild. To start off, I think it was kind of a good idea to bring in this story about Manny not wanting to let his daughter go, but in doing so, he makes some selfish choices in doing something to her friends, and I think that was a very interesting way to experience Manny in this essence. But also, the plot there is also a plot line about a meteorite falling down to Earth, and it seems pretty generic to me. And also, even while I'm talking about this right now, it reminds me of a movie I'm actually going to watch this week called Moonfall. It actually kind of reminds me of that movie. Anyways, back to this film. It just feels like another Ice Age movie, but yet again without much heart that the first 4 films had so well had. And bringing Buck Wild back, I think that had a bit funny, like just some funny standout moments with him, more than Dawn of the Dinosaurs actually. And there are a couple good things about it here and there, but the plotline about magnetic meteorite falling down to Earth and then using magnets to draw it away, it seemed a little too kiddish for somebody my age. And so this is a film that it has a couple redeeming qualities about it, but then it's not one that I would rewatch if I were to watch an Ice Age film. Real quick before I move on to my top 4, all of these movies, the top 4 movies, I give a positive review and would safely say I would recommend. So if something's a little low on the list, I still give it a positive review. Number 4, Ice Age The Meltdown. This film built off of the foundation that was so well laid by the original film. It's a film about a love story, though, as the glaciers are falling from a long time ago, and animals have to run away. Manny learns how to not be so selfish anymore and care about other people truly. And so this is a film where it's kind of a love story between him and another mammoth, which will later become his wife in this franchise. Also, to me, this is a film that it just has another interesting plot about the glaciers moving in and melting. And so that's a little interesting plot there. And like I said, it is a love story between two mammoths. And everybody in this film, since they were already established in our original film, we could just have a fun adventure with them in this film. Now, what keeps this one back a little as to why it's in fourth place is because this simply isn't a film that I resonate with all that much. And so I enjoy this film. I think it did things very well, but it's not one that I would particularly rewatch because I just don't resonate with it as much. But I still really do enjoy this film. Kicking off our top 3, Ice Age Continental Drift. This is just a fun, nice little adventure to me. It's about our group of characters getting stuck on the Continental Drift, and it gives a wacky version of the origin story of Pangea and how it broke into 7 continents. And so that was very interesting to me. Likewise, the addition of the pirate gang was actually kind of fun, I would say, because it gives us this very unique vibe, because this might be the film that kind of stands out the most and has the biggest flair and vibe to it, as all the other films have so well done. I think this might be the one that has done it the best. Obviously, you have this plotline about them on a continental drift, which means they're stuck on a piece of ice out in the world, and then end up having a pirate ship battle near the end of the film. And this film also gives Manny a pretty big character arc too, as he's very overprotective of his daughter, and he learns to let her go, much like Finding Nemo in that movie. And so, not really as good as Finding Nemo. Certainly not one of the best animated movies of all time. But I would say that it's good and it's a fun adventure. And so, I put it in this spot on this list because, for what it is, I just had fun with the adventure that our characters had. Our runner-up is the original Ice Age. Now, this is a film that you might be surprised that I don't have it in first place, but I still do really enjoy this film. In fact, there's not much holding it back from being in first place. To start off, it introduces us to these lively characters with Scrat, Manny, Sid, and Diego. It introduces us to these set of characters that are funny, they're distinct in their personalities, and can also have all of their standout moments as well. And with a movie called Ice Age, it's really about this mammoth learning how to really care for somebody else, as he is in charge of this pack of animals and this little baby that they have to keep in charge of. And so that was a very interesting way to introduce us to the characters. And even in the first movie, they give Manny his own backstory as to why he's so grumpy, and it's just a film that I thought laid the foundation very well for what was yet to come. Now, I say this for a reason. The reason why it's not at number 1 is because I just thought the animation was pretty bad. Honestly, like the way the humans are animated, pretty generic. None of the humans talk. It's that kind of movie. But this is also a film that I still enjoy, and thought that it laid the foundation for what happened to be this nice little fun family franchise. But in first place is Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Now, I think that this was the one that had the biggest adventure and the biggest laughs of the entire franchise. To me, bringing this underworld in the world of Ice Age was very, very cool. Not in the way that Buck Wild did it, but in the way that this movie did it. Part of what makes it so interesting is because there's a whole other world that we have not explored yet with these characters, and of all the films, this one wants you to make you go on the journey with them, and you want to go on the journey with them. You want to see where everything is going, how the puzzle pieces are going to fit together, and likewise, the addition of Buck Wild just adds a nice little dynamic to the mix. Just a nice, fun, lively pirate character, if you ask me. And it's all about escaping dinosaurs. That's what this movie is about. It actually kind of reminded me of one of my favorite films of all time, Jurassic Park. And watching them explore this whole world, in fact, it's a little reminiscent of Jurassic Park, because these people discover this whole world of dinosaurs and mythical creatures and everything like that. Not mythical creatures, but just random creatures thrown into the mix. But at its core, it also has some heart to it, as they try to raise their children in order to live a normal life, but they can't do that because of all the shenanigans that take place. So it also has a lot of heart to it, and this was a film that I just thoroughly enjoyed. I thought, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite animated movies or anything like that. Certainly it's not that, just like Hotel Transylvania 2. It's kind of in that level, like sort of mid-tier animated movie level, but I thought that this was the best of the Ice Age franchise. Therefore, it is my favorite of the franchise. There you have it. That's my ranking of the Ice Age franchise. Down below in the comment section, share your ranking of the Ice Age movies. And if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. Be sure to subscribe. I have more rankings content like this on my channel with the animation movies and stuff like that. You can check those out right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.